Look at your dog right now. Go ahead. If they're in the room, just glance over. They're probably already looking at you. And you've probably wondered, maybe late at night, maybe mid-walk, maybe while they're just sitting there staring at you for no apparent reason. What is actually going on behind those eyes? Do they love you the way you love them? Or is it something else entirely? Something we've never even considered? We assume we know. We really don't. Because here's what makes this question so uncomfortable. We've spent 10,000 years living alongside animals. Dogs, cats, horses, cows. They share our homes. They sleep in our beds. Some of them have been beside us longer than agriculture, longer than cities, longer than written language. And yet, we have almost no idea what they actually think when they look at us. Not what we project onto them, not what we wish they felt, what they actually experience when a human walks into the room. So what does science say? What do animals really think of us? The answer is stranger, more layered, and far more humbling than you'd expect. Let's start with the one animal we think we understand best: dogs. In 2015, a team of neuroscientists at Emory University led by Gregory Burns did something no one had done before. They trained dogs, fully awake, unrestrained, not sedated, to lie still inside an MRI machine. Not easy. It took months, but when it worked, the results changed everything. They showed dogs different scents of strangers, scents of other dogs, and the scent of their owner. When the owner's scent appeared, one specific region of the brain lit up, the caudate nucleus, the same region associated with positive expectation and reward in human brains. Not food, not fear, not obedience. Anticipation of something good. Your dog doesn't just recognize you. Your dog's brain treats the idea of you as a reward in itself. You are not just a food source. You are something closer to a promise, a signal that something meaningful is about to happen. That's not projection. That's a brain scan. But here's where it gets more complicated, because dogs are the easy answer. We bred dogs. We shaped them over 15,000 years to read our faces, follow our gestures, respond to our emotions. In a very real sense, we built dogs to love us. Their attachment isn't an accident. It's an engineering project that took 700 generations. So the real question isn't what dogs think of us. The real question is, what do animals think of us when we haven't spent millennia engineering their affection? What about animals that had no reason to care about us at all? That's where the story takes a turn. Let's talk about cats. Cats were never domesticated the way dogs were. Dogs were deliberately bred. Cats essentially domesticated themselves. They wandered into early agricultural settlements around 9,000 years ago because grain stores attracted mice, and mice attracted cats. Humans tolerated them. Cats tolerated humans. It was a transaction. Nobody signed a contract. So what do cats think of us now? In 2019, a study published in Current Biology by Kristen Vital and her team at Oregon State University tested something called the secure base effect on cats. This is a method originally designed to measure attachment in human infants. You place the subject in an unfamiliar room with their caregiver, then remove the caregiver, then bring them back. 65% of the cats showed what researchers classified as a secure attachment style. When their owner returned, they acknowledged them briefly, then relaxed and went back to exploring. That sounds cold. But here's the thing. That's the exact same percentage found in human infants. 65%. Same attachment pattern. Same ratio. Cats aren't indifferent to you. They are secure with you. They don't panic when you leave because they trust you'll come back. That's not apathy. That's confidence. But let's go further. Let's leave the house entirely. Dolphins. In the waters off Laguna, Brazil, bottlenose dolphins have been cooperatively fishing with local humans for over 150 years. Not trained, not rewarded. Wild dolphins swim toward shore, drive schools of mullet toward fishermen standing waist-deep in murky water, and then, at a precise moment, give a specific signal, a distinctive roll or tail slap. The fishermen throw their nets at exactly that moment, and the scattered fish become easier for both species to catch. No one taught them this. The dolphins initiated it. They approach specific humans. They choose their partners. And studies by Fabio Dora Jorge at the Federal University of Santa Catarina found that the dolphins who cooperate with humans are more socially bonded to each other than dolphins who don't. In other words, the dolphins that work with us form tighter communities among themselves. We aren't just tools to them. We're part of their social calculus. Now let's go even darker. Crows. John Marsluff at the University of Washington conducted an experiment in 2011 that still makes people uncomfortable. Researchers wore a specific caveman mask while trapping and banding crows on campus. Then they released them. Months later, researchers walked across campus wearing that same mask. The crows mobbed them, screamed, dove at them. But here's the part that changes everything. Crows who were never trapped, crows who weren't even born yet when the original trapping happened, also attacked the person in the mask. The grudge was being transmitted, socially, generationally. Crows don't just think about specific humans. They teach their children which humans to hate. They have cultural memory about us. So what does all of this actually mean? It means the question, what do animals think of humans, is the wrong question. It assumes there's one answer. There isn't. To a dog, you might be something like a god, a source of safety, meaning joy. An entity whose return is literally coded as a reward inside their neurology. To a cat, you're a secure base, a trusted fixture, not worshipped, just trusted, which, if you think about it, might be more meaningful. To a dolphin, you might be a colleague, a reliable partner in a collaboration that neither species fully understands but both benefit from. To a crow, you might be an enemy whose face gets filed into a cultural archive and passed down for generations. And to a chimpanzee, our closest living relative. A study by Fumihiro Kano and Christopher Crupenye in 2016 found that great apes can anticipate what a human is about to do based on what that human falsely believes. They understand that we can be wrong. They model our minds. They predict our mistakes. They don't just observe us. They theorize about us. Every animal that watches you is building a model of what you are. And that model depends not on some universal animal opinion, but on what you represent in their world. Predator, provider, partner, threat, irrelevance. We are not one thing to the animal kingdom. We are dozens of things, hundreds, and most of them have nothing to do with how important we think we are. And maybe that's the most humbling part. We spend so much time wondering if animals think about us, worrying about whether they love us back, projecting our emotions onto them like a mirror we desperately want to see ourselves in. But the research suggests something more interesting than love or indifference. It suggests that animals have complex, specific, nuanced opinions about us, not as a species, as individuals. Your dog doesn't love humans. Your dog loves you. That crow doesn't hate people. That crow hates that face. Those dolphins don't cooperate with fishermen. They cooperate with those fishermen, the ones they chose. We are not a category to them. We are individuals, judged individually, remembered specifically, loved or hated not for what we are, but for what we've done, which, if you think about it, might be more than we offer them in return. So the next time your dog is just sitting there, staring at you from across the room for no reason, maybe the reason is simple. Your scent just triggered a small pulse in a region of their brain that means something good is here, not because you fed them, not because you trained them, because you walked in. And for a brain that small, in a life that short, that was enough.